If I were to choose one of the things that a good portion of gamers are going to overanalyze when it comes to part of their setup, it's gonna be their mouse. They're gonna want it to be wireless, they're gonna want it to be wired depending on your preference, and you're going to really want some good connection either way on how fast, when you click, your computer gets the signal and can react. Can the Corsair Dark Core RGB Pro get it done on a budget? So before I begin, don't forget to like the video if you liked the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, link is down below to the merch store. Go get some great merch. If you guys like this little bit of a closer feel, I changed out the lens on my camera. I took off my little chunkier lens here and haven't gotten the cap back on the connector yet. Gotta figure out where I put it. I think it's in my bag. But I put on the stock lens back on from the older videos I used to do where I first started doing some videos. So do you guys prefer this or do you prefer that lens on the wider point of view? The reason I'm changing this is I've gotten a few comments that didn't like the wider range of view. Back to the point of the video. The Corsair Dark Core RGB Pro, I keep on having to look at the name on the box because I keep on wanting to say Dark Hero because my motherboard's called that. But very decently light mouse. Now, I'm also comparing it to the chunker of a mouse that I use, my Asus Spatha X, which is hefty boy. But let's see how it compares to the Ultra Custom from Ponage. Heavier. This is definitely heavier. These are both wireless mice. They're pretty darn close to the same size too. I would say if anything, the hump starts a little sooner on this Corsair one than on the Ponage. Haven't seen the RGB on this one yet, but I'm sure it's really nice because it's Corsair and Corsair's RGB is always very on point. Scroll actually sounds really nice. This is actually one of my more favorite sounding scroll mices I've had so far. Very tactile, you can almost not hear it. Same with these two these two macro buttons right here. I'm trying to get it to light off. There we go. Right here. You almost can't even hear it. I love it. I love that. That is amazing. These is where we get clicky ones. I don't like clicky, but you can't win everything. The mouse pointer clicks aren't too, but this is supposed to be key charging capable. I haven't tried it yet. Well, that one's not working. I can check another one later. Desk here just for phones, but I haven't tried it with anything else yet, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. On the side here, there's a little spot where you can just pull on this side. If I can get it out, I got it once. Oh Lord. There we go. Strong magnets. Little magnets and some screws holding it onto this. Just gotta pull the screws off the magnets and you can put on this little accessory they send with you with the mouse. And I'm not sure if it's what this is for, but I think it's for just giving people a little more of a universal feel so you can keep both fingers off the mat to stop them from dragging. Also makes it a little bit better for lefties, and I appreciate that. A little more universal. Now, I'm not a lefty, I don't know if that's true. I can only guess. There is still a USB Type-C charger right here. Does send the cable. USB-C to Type-A, which I do like. There are always going to be more Type-A ports on a motherboard for right now. That could change, who knows. This nice little grip look on it on the front knob here for both. So it's a little easier, hope that wasn't jarring at all, a little easier to get it to hold on to it and to grip it. The sheath is really nice, there's no movement. very tight, nice knitted. How long is this? This looks long. It's a little over a yard in length. I like that. It's really nice. They really thought about this stuff. Let's see how the RGB looks. Oh, there's some more on the side here. Like right around that, and then there's one right here. There's another one right here. Anything on the bottom? Nope. The button to change it doesn't have like a little click sound to it like a lot of other switches I have had to deal with have. It's a slide, so it just slides right in. There is, however, definitive bumps that you can feel to let you know when you get to on or off for either the 2.4 gig or Bluetooth. So let's get this plugged in. I want to see if it's going to do the same thing that Razer does every time I have plugged something in from Razer. It's set up and ready to go. It's already looking pretty good. Let me switch over here. This is just the base DPI settings. Not too bad. It's about actually where I like it. I don't like it being too reactive. I'm not a very heavy gamer, to be honest, though, either. So let's see how fast it can go. So out of the box, it has 3 settings. So 1, 2, what? Normal, almost nothing, everywhere. Oh boy, that's not confusing. It did not do what I was thinking it was going to do, which is really good. It wouldn't let me download unless there's a button I'm missing, but I had to actually sign in to be able to download. I have downloaded this once. I have used one other Corsair product. It was their fan hub, the Corsair Commander Pro. I did like it. It was nice. It also grabbed my system information. That's actually kind of interesting. So it's got my CPU here, temperature of the CPU, 3 temperatures for my graphics card, voltage for my motherboard. It knows what motherboard I'm using. Ah, you can use Corsair on Asus. Does the USB have? No, but I can change the polling rating. All right, there we are. Okay, I want to go. Oh, wow. Surface calibration. Let's go. I have to use a USB to do this part, so I'm just very, very curious about this specific piece of the hardware, the software now. This is actually intriguing. I've not seen a surface calibrator quite like this. Okay, so it just wants me to go and like in a spiral so I can get calibrated to the surface. It's very interesting. Hardware lighting. Currently the lights are all off. Oh. Okay, so as it's actually lighting up on the screen, it is lighting up that exact same color. It doesn't really show it well, at least on my screen, but we'll see in post how it looks. The exact same color as what's showing on the actual like screen capture, which is interesting. So I can check for updates on the firmware and change the polling rate. That's all I can do with the USB receiver, which is kind of cool. Hardware lighting, DPI. This is actually kind of the more important thing for a lot of people. It's on the latest version, that's good. Okay, so there are 3 modes. It looks like I can make like an unlimited amount of DPI modes. So if you have like specific DPI modes that you want to have for yours and you want to have more than just 3 or 4 actually, do it. It's set to 3 right now. X, Y DPI, sniper profile DPI. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. But why is... Okay, I'm confused. And maybe this is just me not understanding the program entirely yet. So the button's changing it on this, going from 1, 2, 3 to default. Which, by the way, if I'm understanding this correctly, DPI 1 and default, exact same thing. 2's just a little more, 3's a little more. 3 is got the most reaction. Back on the default, which doesn't change it, but this one would. That one will. This one will. This does not change it, and it says default here. What is going on, Corsair? It's gotta be like a system bug or something. I would like a revision here that when it says default right here, this should be on this. And it should reflect what my settings are for the default, but it's not currently, so a little fix would be nice for that. That's just a little bit. So we can assign hardware key assignments to left click, right click, middle click, profile switch, which is that button there. DPI up and down, and forward and back. So it's pretty good. I wouldn't call it the best mouse I've had. It lives up to the expectations I give it as a Corsair product. The Corsair Dark Core lives up to the fact that it is very much a gamer product with the amount of RGB, DPI setting changes, and quality of life things that they have that Corsair, to my knowledge, is very good at. That doesn't mean there's not problems. Every company's gonna have some kind of problem. The software, manufacturing, I actually would like to take this apart. I have a feeling though that all of the screws are under these rubber paddings, which is not something I like. I always greatly prefer that my screws are visible and not under those pads, just because when you have to take them off to take the mouse apart, putting them back on is a pain in the butt and doesn't usually go back on as they did at first. If I was a beginning gamer and I had 50 bucks to spend, I'd buy this mouse. Would I buy it over my Asus Spatha X or the Chakram I had for a bit? Yes, definitely. I wouldn't download the Corsair software just because I don't really feel like I need it. Honestly, I wouldn't download the Asus software if I hadn't had a complete system made with Asus. Because in the end, when you set yourself up to be under one entire manufacturer's setup, there are some complications. I kind of touched it on a little bit with the update on how my computer was doing. That video I did a little bit ago, so check that out if you want. But back to the point, Corsair Dark Core Wireless SE, bang for the buck, great buy for a wireless starter mouse for a gamer who doesn't have a lot of money to spend and wants to get the most out of it. You will have to get the software to be able to use the macro keys or a kind of software. I think you can actually use a couple of off-party softwares. I don't know that for sure, don't hold me to that, but I will look into it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys thought it was very helpful. I hope you guys come back. I hope that you guys liked the video. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel. Also, link is down below to the merch store. Go get some great merch. If you guys enjoyed this video, how about you guys go watch out the video I actually did on the Spatha X when I first got it, when I broke my Chakram, because I am, of course, a gamer and occasionally do rage. Thank you guys again for tuning in, and have a good day.